College Hustle, guys. I am super excited to welcome you guys back with another incredible guest here. Today, we are collaborating and getting to know a bit more about the innovator, the creator, the designer, the cultural shifter, Brandon Rowe.
Hey,
Hey.
mer, 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 mer,
Pew, 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 pew,
mer.
pew, 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 pew. That's my favorite sound. That's my little
Yeah.
club sound. Welcome, Brandon.
Man,
What's
appreciate you for having
up?
me. Appreciate you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am. Listen, we know each other. We got some roots. But we definitely have learned each other in very different places and spaces now that we are adults and we've had our opportunities to both be a part of entrepreneurship. So it really is a blessing and an honor to get to connect with you today to learn about your creative journey that has brought you to this place and space.
Man, listen, I appreciate it. It's definitely been that of a journey too, for sure.
I can
So,
imagine.
congratulations to everything that, you have going on, and, we will get into it. I'm
Hey,
ready.
I'm here for it. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, urban trivia. Urban trivia. The name alone is a standalone piece.
Man, listen.
Man, listen, it ring ears. It ring ears from the north to the south, the east to the west, right?
From
Yeah.
Alaska to Nebraska, we
Hey,
just trying to keep it going,
I know
That's
that's
the
right.
main thing, just trying to keep the train going. This is it's been a it's it's been a beautiful journey,
Mm-hmm.
and complete with its ups and downs, but we just keeping the train moving.
Listen, that's the blessing of entrepreneurship, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. So tell me, was urban trivia like? What was the moment that it landed on you? Like, was it something specific that happened, or was it just kind of this idea? Like, how did it land in orbit for you?
So, I used to rap,
Okay.
and I used to work at Sprint, and this was, I don't know, 2015, 16, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And uh one of my friends, now business partner, um he started a company called Eye Opener ENT.
Okay.
He wanted this to be this marketing firm, not firm, this marketing company. He was a promoter. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
just let
Okay. Pretty title
you
for
know,
Hey, listen,
but
it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
so he'd be mad that I said that, but that's really what it was, right? And so what ended up happening, we created events. So we did a vision board party, we did karaoke, we did speed dating, and we did urban trivia. So we all used to work together. So obviously Marcus was the promoter. Darren, who's our DJ, he was DJing. I was rapping, so I was the MC, and then Jason, like photographer, videographer. So I'm like, we pretty insulated. Like we don't really need much else, right? So that's kind of how we started rocking. We mainly did karaoke. We was in Arlington, um, doing karaoke probably like every Friday or something like that. And that made the money, so that's what we would do. But then we would do urban trivia like every once in a while. So shout out to Talon. Talon would they came up with the concept, all of that. So this started out as the live show first, and then they brought me in to host it. And so we would, just keep going in that way. Maybe quarterly we would do it. This is 2017 probably. So by this time we've moved from, so we used to do hot box. It was like a little smoke shop in Arlington. Then we moved to Cafe 214. So we started doing Cafe 214 probably about 2018, 2019, something like that. And we were doing that monthly, right? And so some of them, we had 10, 15 people, to begin with. But Maine and Mitch, they owned Cafe 214. And they was like, man, just keep going with it. Like, like do it every 2 weeks. Like like whatever y'all, like this y'all space. I don't like,
Keep that
we don't
fire
care about
going.
it. Like
Yeah.
just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously pandemic hit, and so we can't do live shows no more. And so I'm like, okay, well, what do y'all want to do? Everybody's just sitting in the house, looking at each other, seeing what other people are doing in their house. So, so
For real.
like literally, see
Yeah.
a shot, take a
Just
shot.
like, let's all
We
get
on
on the
Snapchat,
purpose.
fam.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Dog, I'm
So
tired of looking at you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, why don't we just put it on Zoom? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we did. So we started doing it on Zoom. And we started getting like hundreds of people like across the country, like, cause it's people just sharing it, like,
Yeah.
hey, hop on this, hop on that. And so we started doing that like every Friday. And then by this time it's probably like July, August, and I had to go back to work, like into the office. And so I was like, I was sitting in my desk and I was like, bro, it's a beautiful day outside. Like, I could be anywhere in the world but here. And I was like, we should make this a card game or something. Like, if these people will get on Zoom every Friday, why wouldn't they just buy the deck and they could just play,
Mm-hmm.
at home?
Mm-hmm.
We launched December 2020, and a little bit. 2021, I'm doing a vendor event, and this is where entrepreneurs, especially black entrepreneurs, you never know where your blessings coming from. You
Absolutely.
never know what it's gonna look like. You never know where it's coming from. White lady walk up to me. I wouldn't think that she would be interested in urban trivia, and she really probably wasn't. But what she said was, hey, like, we do trivia at Legacy Hall on Tuesdays. Like, we're in Black Business Month is coming up. She was like, I think it might be cool to, maybe have a black trivia night. Would y'all be interested in that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you're in Dallas, Legacy Hall is like a food hall, and we were supposed to be on the third floor. The third floor is the smallest floor. It probably seats, I don't know, 60, 70 people
Mm-hmm.
comfortably. And so what ended up happening was they put the RSVPs up, and they got so many RSVPs, they're like, we can't hold y'all up here. And they was like, we have to put this downstairs in the box garden. The box garden holds 1,100 people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a Tuesday night, maybe like 200 people show up,
Uh-huh.
but that's the most people that we done been in front of,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, and after that we follow up like, hey, can we get another event, or whatever. Nothing. Crickets. So then fast forward 2022, we're trying to put do the release show for the second edition, and I'm like, man, I'm telling you, it's Legacy Hall. And so I'm sending them emails, they're not responding. And then all of a sudden, like, everything, I had one call with them, and I walked away with not only a release show, I walked away with a pre-show too. So they was like, well, we're gonna do a pre-show first and then get them ready for the release show. Okay,
Even better.
cool.
Yeah.
So we do that. Entrepreneurs, this is another lesson. Know your worth. Okay, know your worth. It's hard in the beginning, right? So I would never really tell this, but we way past it now, so I don't really care. But we we started the first show that they gave us $700. $700. We probably brought probably like 800-900 people. Right? A lot of people made a lot of money that day,
I'm sure.
but us. So we was like, okay, cool. Then no, sorry. The first one probably was like 400 or 500. Then the next one, the actual release show, was probably like 800-900. When we did, so after that, they was like, hey, let's keep this going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this again in September. Okay, cool. They like $700 again? Sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And man,
Again, the last person to get paid at this point.
but
Yeah.
we didn't know no better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's more money than we was making at Cafe 214.
Yeah. And the reality is that when you don't know those things, and it's easy to feel confident because $700 is $700 more dollars than $5 that we like, hey, we started with.
And the craziest part is what I tell anybody, what you don't know is money in somebody else's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And so that September show, no bullshit, 3,000 people show up because it's free.
Mm-hmm.
It's free. They don't have to pay to get in.
Yep.
And 3,000 people show up. They are like, yo, we damn near gotta shut this down. But the dude was like, bro, like everybody's having, and he was a black dude. He's like, bro, everybody's having a good time. It ain't no problems. Like the worst thing is that somebody like snuck in a chair when they wasn't supposed to bring one. But like these people are like hanging over like
The
they went,
balcony,
yeah,
like
like they
shit
went
like
to
this
another
is,
restaurant
yeah.
that looks down on it so they can play. Like it was crazy. So then now it's like, well, okay, that show is when I felt, all right, something got to change because everybody is walking away. The bar, I'm sure, did amazing. These restaurants, they sold out of stuff. They like, yo, we don't have no more food. Like, so it's like, okay, well, everybody's eating but us.
Yes.
So now it's time to go back to the table, right? So, so I go and we set up a meeting. Hey guys, we really like this. Can we get 1,500? They like, no. And we like we brought all these people here. Like what do you mean? And they like, nah, what we can do is we can do a 60-40 split our way. And I was like, yo, no,
Like,
actually it was 70-30. And I was like, nah, like
yeah.
that don't feel, I was like, that don't feel right. And so then now we talking to different people. So at first we was talking to the marketing manager. Now they got a whole nother side of this thing. We talking to the concert promoter and the GM and all this other stuff. And I'm like, so really like they just capitalizing on our ignorance. So
And
it's
the reality is that you're talking about you're going up the ranks and who you're talking to. So
Mhm.
at this point, who I was talking to, I'm no longer talking to because
Yep.
the reality is that this is so much bigger than them at
Absolutely.
this point,
Yep.
which also is a qualifier to say, hey, I need my chochos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And but we had already announced the next date in that October, and then they was like, well, this will be our first time ever selling it, so we don't know how it's gonna perform. We don't know if people are gonna buy it because it's 3,000 people showed up, but it was for free. So I don't know how many people will show up if they bought it, right? And I had already agreed to it, so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, let's do this. So I said, I was like, well, I'm not doing 30. I was like, I'm not doing 30-70 though. I was like, it's gonna have to at least be 50-50. And then they was like, okay, 50-50 is fine. Of course, to them, 50-50 is fine, right? But they make it seem like, I'll have to talk.
I'll do you this favor.
Yeah, like we'll do it
yeah.
this, type shit. And so anyway, so we do that. Tickets, tables sell out in an hour. And so we like, oh yeah, after this, we going back to the table.
Uh-huh.
And so anyway, we end up getting to shit, fuck it. We get to 80-20 our way.
There you go.
And it's been 80-20 since
There
then. But this thing was growing. Like it was going viral. Like all the clips are going viral, all of these things. And so I'm like, bro, like I'm telling my partners, like, yo, we gotta get this on tour. I said, because all it takes is somebody else with a little more money to come along, put fucking Terrence J on it. And
then,
you know what I'm
boom,
saying?
Here we go. Now it's somebody else's
Now we
situation, but
duplicate
yeah.
them because they bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we did. So our first out of town show was in Chicago. I remember I cried on stage because one, Chicago has this, the stigma is that, it's so violent and all this other stuff. Man, we in there playing melodies from heaven and these folks singing that shit at the top of their lungs. And I'm like, yo, like
Chicago is a beautiful city.
It's-
I love it.
it's
It's culturally rich. It's just it's a beautiful vibe. Like
and
it feels like a home.
The agriculture, the architecture of
Is
that's like the
mind-blowing.
best built like city
Yeah.
down to the river
Built by
run
a black
through it.
man.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, this is
Yeah.
amazing. So it's like, like seeing, and then also seeing that this thing works outside of Dallas
Mm-hmm.
because other people tell us, well, that shit only work, here. No, that shit work no matter where we put it at. And so, it was just that culmination of all those things. And then, we honestly just been on tour nonstop since then. And, it's 2025. Um, yeah, it's just been a wild, wild fucking ride.
Man, a ride,
Wild ride.
yeah, okay. Listen, look at here. Okay, Brandon. So tell me, obviously this is fully loaded. Like this is, not only a at home experience, but this is a live experience. And the reality is that it's still growing. To
Absolutely.
your point, this you blinked and you had a whole live game experience that you are consistently on the road with. What is the process of the creative energy that goes into developing the content for this game?
Man, everyday life.
Yeah.
Literally everyday life.
Yeah.
Because it's about movies, music, TV, growing up black. Been black all my life.
Listen, I'm
You
an
know what I'm
expert at
saying?
this point.
So,
Yeah.
I got that part down packed.
Yeah.
Anybody that know me, that grew up with me, they know that, I'm always singing a song. I'm always quoting a movie. I'm going to say something and I'm going to ask you where I get that from. Like, it's so that it's a nonstop thing. And so it's crazy because I can look back over my life and say, like, I see how I got here. Like
Yeah.
this makes sense. Like, and so that's pretty much it. It's like literally just like living life. When I was in high school, like there was no rapper you could say to me and I knew their first name, I knew their last name. You know what I'm saying? I was just engulfed in that. Like, any like people would just start quizzing me at certain points, just like, yo, what's such and such first album? What's such and such like, and I'm just
Spin it out.
running it off,
Yeah.
and that I just was a music nerd. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things. So it just all culminated into this. Like, and so I take all of that and just put it in here. I think of, music videos or, different experiences that we had, growing up. I remember getting off the bus, running to try to watch 106th in Park.
Yeah.
And I ain't have
Yeah.
cable, so I had to go to my homeboy house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we
like,
talking Free and AJ 106.
Yeah.
We're not talking Terrence J and Roxy. Like
I actually fuck with Terrence J and Roxy too.
I mean, but the
that
first
was the end
one,
of
though,
it.
that
though.
was I was like that was
Yeah,
that was
was
the that
it.
was the wrap up.
Yeah.
But the beginning, yeah,
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
like I remember those moments. I remember Michelle falling. I remember you know what I'm saying? I remember when Genuine came out on the stretcher. I remember Kanye bringing out Jay-Z to do encore when he was performing Big Brother. Like I remember these moments, you know what I'm saying? So I just put all of that shit in here because the thing is, and the craziest part is, one of the GMs from Legacy Hall, he was like, I have to see this thing like for myself. He's like, because I don't understand. We have trivia every fucking Tuesday. This many people don't show up. So what is it about this that
Baby,
is?
you ain't got this trivia.
And so he was like, after the show, he said, I immediately get it. You don't sell trivia. You sell a vibe. He was like, literally, you sell the atmosphere, you sell the nostalgia. It's not about the trivia.
It's the
You
culture.
bring people back. Everybody's together. Everybody, like, we don't have, like, everybody's always, oh, that's too many black people. We don't have them issues. It's literally pretty women singing. That's it.
Like that's it.
So what are you mad at? What can you be mad at?
You said something a moment ago in relation to nostalgia, and people absolutely pay for nostalgia
Absolutely.
because nostalgia brings us to a place of not only where you grew up, how you grew up, but it also brings us certain memories before life, before adulthood got a hold
Yep.
of us, right? Like, you could see something be like, I remember this, a throwback jersey or a baby
Yep.
fat jacket or,
Yep.
you
You know what I'm saying? So, and you have to be able to tell that, you have to be able to convey that in your storytelling. Like when you're describing your product, stop talking about the what.
Yeah.
This,
yes.
there's a million card games. Talk about the why. Why should I buy? Why should I care? Why? Everything is why. Why should I watch this podcast? Why should I listen to your song? There's a million songs, there's a million podcasts, but what you're not gonna get is this quality of information. You're not gonna get this quality of beats or this quality of lyrics. So what you have to sell that why.
And it's that differentiating value. You know, when
Absolutely.
you talk about differentiators and you talk about, I would say, if you're doing what your competition does, you're not competition, you're just a
You're
neighbor.
just doing it.
You do it over here, I do it over here,
Mm-hmm.
and then we just basically got the same parallel design,
Yep.
right? But when you're talking about differentiating value, it speaks into the uniquity of your brand.
Yep.
This is why there is not another urban trivia.
Yep.
It's why there's not anyone that's in orbit of having the same experience. Now, again, you know, there may be some that are like kind of touching it, kind of close. You know, hey, the
Absolutely.
idea's there, and I wonder what that looks like, but this is a very organic experience because it's come from a place of, again, you know, black culture. It's come from a place of passion as well, because even when you were talking about the conception of the four of you guys connecting together and realizing we already have a hub of black culture and we do it with passion. We're not doing it for the purpose of money.
Yep.
Money is great, and definitely we want to be able to eat off of our passion.
Yep.
But for the moment being, we do it because we love it.
Yep.
And so that love has absolutely transitioned into a much bigger platform that really, you even, like you say, you didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Someone told you you
Yeah.
had it. So with that in mind, what are the responsibilities that you find yourself having to be aware of in designing such a big platform specifically that amplifies black cultures? What responsibilities rest on Urban Trivia?
It's sometimes it's stressful, man. Because our biggest thing is inclusivity, right? And it's not just for black people, because obviously hip hop don't become the number one genre without white people.
Right.
It's urban, right? So if you're an ally of black culture, be that, we here for you, right?
Right.
And I don't, I never want to alienate anybody, but it's tough because so many of, and it's crazy that I'm about to say this because of what today is, but like it's so many of our greats that go through shit, right? So I'm gonna just shit. We here. I got a shirt it's called For the Culture, right? We got everybody on it. Jodeci, Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, Lil Kim, everybody, right? And then down in the corner, Diddy sitting down there, right? So you like, okay, do you keep him on the shirt? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like how do you navigate that, right? And like, my partners is like, man, we probably should just take it off just because, like we don't know, how people are, responding to it and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, you know what I'm
The
saying?
politically
Yeah, and
correct
it's
response. Yeah.
but it's one of those things like where it's kind of tough because you like, well, shit, the man hadn't even got convicted of nothing yet at the time. You know what I'm saying?
today. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like
right,
today,
right,
like
yeah,
literally.
yeah.
And it's like, so it's like, damn, like what do you do? So shit, we took him off, put Nelly on there. You know what I'm saying? But like I feel like I really do have this cultural responsibility of making sure that one is that everybody feels protected. It's a safe space for everybody. It's a safe space for you to authentically be yourself. Like literally, when I get on stage, the very first church announcement that I have is this is a safe space for everybody. I don't care where you fall on the LGBTQIA plus spectrum. I tell everybody, touch your neighbor, say neighbor, we all family tonight. Like literally, because we all got the same experiences. And the craziest part is we do these corporate events. These white motherfuckers sit up there and they like, you know what? I got country crock butter containers in my refrigerator right now that don't have butter in it.
That don't
You know
have
what I'm
butter in
saying?
it,
So
yeah.
like
Everything but butter.
we're more alike than we are different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my biggest thing is just making sure that we're keeping that that inclusivity to the people who fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you on the other side, stay on the other side.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like if you fuck with us, then we're trying to create that safe space for you.
It's actually interesting you mentioned you were like, we took off Diddy and replaced it with Nelly. Nelly's under the microscope for the whole conversation about, parental experiences, in addition to the whole commentary in relation to his participation in the inauguration. So it's also kind of one of those things that, you look for a better solution, but then you find out, okay, it's some tarnish, it's
It's,
some, some things going on there
it's we
too, right?
human,
We're
man. We
human,
human.
and I will also say this: some experiences are more avoidable than others, so it doesn't get a green light to certain things. But I also think that when you talk about the culture is so vast, and there have been so many contributions, historically, and the ones that we've been present to see. And so when we get the chance to really see and amplify everything in that inclusive space, there are allies. As
Absolutely.
many as they're allies, they're also enemies.
Yep.
And so it looks like I can imagine a major responsibility in terms of allowing everyone to cohabitate in an environment to just simply have fun and celebrate Black culture.
You know what I'm saying? Like those are the moments that, I'm like, damn, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we cooking now.
There
Those
you
are the
go.
reactions
Yeah.
that I look for.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about branding,
Okay.
because obviously the brand has a heartbeat because of the four, but definitely, there was a person behind the brand before there was ever a brand. So, what are some of the things that, or how do you now see yourself in the entrepreneur space, knowing that this is technically not the most conventional aspect of entrepreneur? Is very different. How has that changed your vision of entrepreneurship since stepping into it?
It's crazy because I never thought about entrepreneurship like
Mhm.
ever. Like I was, I was a um IT analyst. Like you know what I'm saying? That's what I did. I always wanted to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? And that's just it's kind of crazy that I find myself in this and I'm getting everything that I wanted from rap. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
like those like full circle moments kind of like that. Um but I will say, man, like having partners is a gift and a curse.
Mhm.
Not a curse like as in, just like that is just that terrible, but it's just meaning like
It brings more situation
it's
awareness for
so
sure.
fucking hard, man, because especially with four people. So not only do you have to think about what you want, but you got to think about what three other people want.
Mhm.
And if we aren't all pulling for the same thing, we working against each other.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? And so early on, like that was a big thing, you know what I'm saying? And like, but being on the other side of it, it's I definitely say that, anybody that's considering entrepreneurship with partners and stuff like that, don't think that like, oh, this is my cousin, and we have this thing that means that y'all should be partners and do some things, right?
Mhm.
You might, and this is separate from from this, so just kind of letting you know, um you might be better served as I created this business but I hired my cousin to do
Mhm.
this instead
Mhm.
of being your business partner, because the 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 biggest thing that we don't talk about is roles, and we don't talk about that up front.
Mhm.
And but I will say one of the smartest decisions I ever made was in the beginning. I'm like, yo, hey, listen, let's handle the business up front. Let's split everything 25, 25, 25. So that way ain't nothing to argue about later.
Yep.
Let's just do it now.
So
And
it
they
makes
like,
sense. Yeah.
oh, we don't need,
No, we do,
because
because
I
yeah.
know where this is going.
Mhm. And I also think it's to have that type of forecast, that mental forecast, like, hey, I know where it's going, but also you don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
Like we're having this conversation right now. We're excited, we're determined, we're ambitious. There will come days
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I damn sure don't want
Absolutely.
to talk to you. But we're tethered.
Yep.
And I also think another point of that, when you were mentioning, hey, the process of, I hired somebody in, you also have to remember that sometimes we start with the idea of this is an us thing, and then you realize that God was like, I gave that vision to you. I
Huh.
didn't give that vision
Tuh.
to them, them, and them. I
Tuh.
gave it to you.
Tuh.
And so you feel this opportunity being like, well, I want this person here. I want this person here. And God is like, I didn't tell you to give them to that. And so I can absolutely see where, as you grow and you have those revelations, but on the flip side, it has the opportunity to strengthen you and
Yeah.
strengthen your wisdom in entrepreneurship.
And so it's different, right? Like, so last year I created my own personal card game, which is Show What You Know, What You See Here.
Mhm.
And it's like, damn, like on one hand, I have four partners or three partners, and then on the other hand, it's just me. So you like, fuck. Like, you know what I'm
what?
saying? You
What's the
like,
what? Like what? What am
and
I supposed to do with
so
this?
yeah, so it's so like, and it's crazy, like the parallels, in it, but it's just like one of those things you like, damn, bro, like I wish I could say, hey Marcus, go do this. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations. And then
Yeah.
in certain situations on my partnership, I wish I could be like, let me just do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Let me drive, man.
yeah,
Like,
like
yeah.
it's but it's that balance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's really like four niggas riding a bike together. And if you not going at the same pace as everybody else, your ass is gonna slow down. And you know what I'm saying? So it took a minute, and to get to where we were cohesive and be able to, all right, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do. And you know what I'm saying? Because in the beginning, you just like,
Let's see what happens.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I
like
don't really know what
I
we're
don't know what to
doing.
tell you to
I
do.
just told you I copy and pasted something off of Amazon. So did you copy the same page, the
Yeah,
same thing?
I don't
Like,
know.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but when you're starting out in entrepreneurship, man, establishing roles is huge.
critical.
And knowing what you're good at,
Mhm.
and knowing what other people are good at, and delegating.
The word of the day. Um,
Delegating.
Delegation is such a huge, 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 huge lifesaver for many because it also could be one of those things where you feel so naturally like I know how to do this, so I can. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And so you get to this place where you like hoard all of these things, but then what's left for your team? Your team doesn't feel like there's a reason for them to be there. So it builds a form of resentment. I mean,
I
correct
can't
me.
even
I mean,
no,
tell
I
me.
can't even
Correct me if I'm
say
wrong. I
anything.
mean,
I can't even say anything because we've had those exact conversations. And it's because at a time I had to do everything. Right? And that's not in no way putting anybody else down. I'm literally just
I'm
it
just,
this is
yeah,
what it was.
yeah.
Like,
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying
yeah,
to make it
like I
work.
was
Yeah.
literally just so passionate about it. And so this is how you do it. This is how this. And so it just turns out that all these things are falling on my plate.
Yeah.
And so then we get to a point and people are like, well, let me take that off your plate. And I'm like, well,
Uh,
make your own
yeah.
plate.
Actually, you know what?
I'm
I'm
already
good. I'm
cleaning the
straight.
kitchen.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
straight.
need I
I'm
don't need
straight.
help
I'm
cleaning the
straight.
kitchen.
I'm straight. But I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm straight.
The bathroom though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Like the
the
bathroom?
living room, a little dusty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
you. That's all you.
yeah.
That's all you. Yeah. But I'm gonna come check it too, cause
I gotta make sure.
I gotta make sure it was done right. But yeah, friend, that's called control freak. It's okay. I got it real bad too. But I'm here to tell you. The beauty of it is that you know the word delegation. So consequently, that means you've had experiences in delegation, possibly complications, but you're also growing from it.
Once again, and that's the biggest thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going through those, like I seen somebody say it. As entrepreneurs, really what we are problem solvers. The bigger the problem you're solving, the more money is on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can solve, if you rush to solve big problems,
Come on with it.
then that's when, you really get there. And I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like, what I'm saying, the uneasiness, the uncomfortable conversations. But sometimes you have to have them, right?
Absolutely.
And so when you have those, then now everybody knows nope, don't nobody know that you feel like you've been doing this by yourself until you say it.
Mhm.
Nobody knows that I don't feel a part of this until you say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like it was, so it's just one of those things where you're just like, okay, like I have to find a way to, that same inclusivity that we talking about, make sure everybody feels included in this.
Yes.
And that, and that's just a daily, thing at some points
It's a
when you're
discipline.
like
Yeah.
when you're a business owner, like especially when you have partners. Shit, you can even not have partners and be the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that work for you, you know what I'm saying? The contractors that you hire, you know what I'm saying? Like if people don't have the same passion or same level of concern or the same care, then it's just not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to, like y'all, like when they say equally yoked, like everybody
yeah.
gotta be, and
It's
that's
a
across the
relationship.
board.
It's a
For sure it's a relationship.
And we all know that the conversation of equally yoked in a relationship is so important because I mean it's a reflection of you.
Absolutely.
My mama used to tell me that the harder a conversation is, the more necessary it is to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows you to be able to really centerpiece a concern because like without it, I'm just moving under the banner that they understand why I'm mad and they move under the banner like she just want to be mad because she want to be mad.
Yep.
Versus it's a conversation to collectively say, hey, listen, this is what happened. This is how it impacted us, the business, whatever the case. But what's the game plan moving forward? In the event, if we ever encounter this again, we have a blueprint to resort to versus just being mad in our feelings because it ain't a damn sin in your feelings. So you know what I'm saying? We have to be able to find some type of leverage here.
And the biggest thing, something that you said, having processes, having, standard operating procedures, like all of that kind of stuff in business helps those type of issues, right? This is the way that we do this. Is it documented? This is the process. Did you follow the process?
And this is why we do it.
Yeah.
So that way it's not like if I don't give you the why, it's an idea of I just told you this because I said
just
so.
because.
No.
Yeah.
I need you to do X because we need to avoid Y.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's one of those things, man, like this shit, it's literally just problems every day. And not like in that way. I'm meaning like it's things that you have to solve every day.
Growth,
You got to figure out, the best way to market your product. The algorithms forever changing. So I got to figure out the way, okay, so maybe I should do YouTube shorts more, or I should do TikToks more, or I should put this content on Instagram versus this content on YouTube versus this content. Like problems
well,
every
when you
fucking
find the
day.
recipe, further let me know.
I got a little. I got a little.
You got a little.
I got a little
you
sauce.
work that
You know what I'm
recipe,
saying? I got a
work that-
little
okay,
bit.
Listen, okay, we offline, yeah.
Or
Oh,
we
yeah,
can tell them now.
Hey,
Like,
listen, look,
give the people what they.
I mean, listen, we can definitely get a recipe.
What you need?
I got some other questions though
Yeah, what
that
you
I
want?
need to drive into.
Let's do it.
So, if you weren't a part of Urban Trivia,
Mm-hmm.
what would this version of Brandon be doing now?
I don't know. I guess I'd still have a job somewhere. Pecking away at computers and shit. Re-imaging machines and stuff like that. I guess.
You want to know a funny story? Okay, this is so random, but it's so true. Okay, I'll never forget. I was having a conversation. We were talking about like the chain of command, what you were doing. This is before Urban, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like you working at IT, right? I didn't know this, and the person was like, "Works for IT." I was like, I thought Brandon was a manager at GameStop. I swear to God, I swear I was like, but I don't know. I don't know.
Now I did work at GameStop. I was like 18.
Maybe
but...
that's where it came from when we knew each other at high school. Maybe the two. I was like, he a manager now. Like I just in my mind. Okay. I promise you, you can.
Damn,
okay, go.
manager at GameStop.
But When I heard,
But
I
he a
was
manager
like,
though.
yeah, but he a manager though. He ain't just like working there. I mean, no disrespect to anybody that's working there,
Oh
but
Lord.
yeah. So, but when I found out, I was like, oh, so I'm the one that's behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
But matters not. Okay, so let me ask this: what is the feeling that you would want your guests to leave with after they played the last game? They done shut down everything. They leaving Legacy Hall. They in the car vibing. What's the impact and feeling you want them to take?
I want them to feel full. I want them to feel warm. I want them to feel like they just left church or they just left a good family reunion.
Heavy on the
No,
good
there was
one.
no drama.
Did nobody get
It was
cussed
good to
out?
see Aunt Shirley.
Yeah.
I ain't seen her in a long time.
She looking good.
My
She
cousin
looking
Chris,
good.
that boy's 6 foot now. Like he was all. I want you to feel like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's the feeling that I want you to have. I want you to and when the reason I'm saying this is because we watch people's stories. Like they tag us in one story, but I'm watching the whole thing because I want to see what you really feel, right? And people say these things like, damn, that shit felt like it just felt like a big ass family reunion. Like I seen people from high school that I ain't seen in a long time. I seen ex coworkers, and then I'm getting all this nostalgia from this, and I'm with people that I probably grew up and experienced these things with too. Like so, that's the main takeaway I want people to have.
If urban trivia just poof disappeared tomorrow, like we just got up and for whatever reason it had vanished off the earth,
Yep.
what's the legacy you wanted to leave?
The legacy I wanted to live. I was about to say I'm just make a new one.
No problem.
Yeah.
It's always a hater around.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
I want people to just remember it as, this was a game that's for the culture and literally created from the culture. This wasn't financed by, no angel investors. This is for niggas who literally bet on themselves and put, one foot in front of the other and made this shit as big as they could. You know what I'm saying? And they learned along the way. They became better people and they created better product, and they learned from every single, step along the way, whether it's good or bad. And they really put on for us black folk. You know what I'm saying? They really like
They
us.
brought the city out.
You know what I'm saying? So
I know that's right. What's your favorite episode of Martin?
Hollywood Swinging, which is Varnell Hill. That's my favorite episode. Like that, the first episode and the second.
Yeah.
Those
Part
are
one
my
and two.
part 1 and 2. That's my favorite episode. What's yours?
Forever Shanae.
Okay. Yep.
Forever Shanae. The second one will have to be, and I don't know the name of it specifically. I bet you do. You a human jukebox. Sit late.
Oh, yeah. When bro man stole a CD player. Yeah, for sure.
Sit.
Sit. Late.
Late.
So it's the nuances of those shows. Like if you don't watch Martin, I wouldn't have understood what you said.
Yes.
Sit late. What the fuck
That's
episode
why I
is
knew.
that?
That's why I was
You
like,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
there
So
you go.
like,
Yeah.
and that's the other thing about it too. We got stuff for I watched Martin, and then we got stuff for oh no, I know this shit from front to back. You know what
Left to
I'm
right,
saying?
Z
So
to Z.
absolutely. So
Absolutely. Finish the statement. The hustle is always worth it when.
the hustle is always worth it. Nah, that's the sentence. The hustle is always worth it.
The hustle
That's
is
the
always
sentence.
worth it.
Because anything that you put your mind, your heart, your blood, your sweat, and tears into, God sees you. He sees you. Like, it's only a matter of time. So I always say, like, life is fluid. It's not rigid. It ain't, if you go out there and kill somebody today, your life is going to go that way. if you go and start a business today, your life is gonna go that way. If you apply for a new job and you get it, your life is gonna go that way. So we have choices in this life, and I think that anytime you put that work in, and this ain't only with entrepreneurship, shit, if you decide to go back to school and you hustle, to get your degree, your life is gonna go that way. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I think the hustle is just always worth it. And it just feels better when you built the shit from, you know what I'm saying, from scratch.
Mhm.
Like that's me.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Your passion will take you into places that books and brains can't. So that's the calling on your life, right?
Absolutely.
That's a version of calling on your life. Tell me or tell our guests where can they find you?